My Lord, as I had initially indicated, the affidavit in opposition is fairly brief, and unless your Lordship wishes me to address any other specific area, I would submit that those are our submissions, and that is the position that the respondent has taken.
So your opposition to the application rests on the basis that there has not been recourse to applicable protocols.
Yes, my Lord.
That is the only basis upon which you have an issue.
That is the only basis, my Lord.
All right.
Yes.
But with respect to that, I mean, I get the point you make that in his position, such protocols need to be accorded to him.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, my Lord.
But then the question to ask is, if he chooses not to avail himself of those protocols, is that an issue that should worry the prosecution?
Well,
because these protocols are what they are. They are not set in stone,
indeed,
so to speak.
Yes.
And of course, the point being made is that in his position is, if you like, entitled to those protocols.
Indeed.
Yes?
Yes, my Lord.
And if he decides to disentitle himself, arguably, does that create a problem for the prosecution?
Well, not precisely for the prosecution itself. However, it may very well reside in a situation or a scenario where the fourth accused, having decided to not to take advantage of these protocols, and your Lordship were to grant his prayer, there would still be that absence of adherence to protocol, which might prompt the appropriate authorities not agreeing to his travel outside. I know I am venturing outside really the ambit of what is factual, but quite clearly the fear is that the Minister of Foreign Affairs has got the potential, if for want of a better term, my Lord, to insist that such protocols be undertaken.
All right. And if I say, okay, take a notional situation, it's something I'm entitled to, but I don't want it. Can the Ministry of Foreign Affairs insist that I should have it? Hey, gentlemen, come on. What's all this? Calm down. You know, I'm dealing with the issues fairly. Just calm yourselves down, please. Yes. In the event that he decides to say, well, yes, I'm entitled to it, but I don't want it, is there a problem?
Yeah.
I mean, as I am, I'm entitled to a driver, but I say I don't want a driver. Is that a problem?
No, my Lord. But my understanding, and I fear there's an absence of sufficient information before your Lordship as to whether it's what the ministry might insist upon is something that the fourth accused or anyone else for that matter in his particular position can simply avoid by declining to be part of. With the greatest of respect,
let me use another situation.
Yes.
Okay. Now, by law, I'm entitled to travel as a diplomat.
Yes.
I have a diplomatic passport,
Yes.
but if I choose not to use it, can I be forced to use it?
No. No.
So we go back to the situation where I am entitled, like the fourth accused is, to diplomatic protocols that are accorded to people in his position.
Yes.
And if he chooses to disentitle himself, can he be forced to entitle himself?
My Lord, if I may just inquire whether your Lordship is saying if he chooses
Yes.
to disentitle himself,
By
but
not,
nonetheless still attend to the invitation.
yeah, wish to travel as an ordinary citizen of a country. I don't want all these diplomatic protocols.
Yes.
I'm going on my own.
Yes.
Does that create a problem for the prosecution?
The problem is an apprehension really arises from the letter of invitation itself, which gives a clear background or atmosphere as to what is supposed to be the subject of discussions at that invitation. And a perusal of that letter, my Lord, would clearly indicate that these are matters that are not necessarily confined to the accused person in his personal capacity, but they are much broader. And it is for that reason, without seeming to mention the actual matters, it is for that reason, my Lord, that with respect, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would have an interest in ascertaining whether this should be an appropriate trip for the accused. And your Lordship has also made reference to one aspect which we had not directly addressed, the issue that he may choose not to use a diplomatic passport, and which seems to give the impression that the only reason why the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would be interested is because he carries a diplomatic passport. I would submit, my Lord, that it's much wider than that. That is why I have made reference to Exhibit BK1. It's a matter of state, in a sense. It's a matter of governance. So all those are aspects, my Lord, with the greatest of respect, that any Ministry of Foreign Affairs might need to look into, particularly where the current head of state is also to be in attendance. No one doubts, my Lord, that there may well be, objectively speaking, need for this trip, but the absence of an adherence to non-existing practical protocols is all that we are raising, my Lord.
So you would expect the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to arrange all activities around the trip. Is that what you're saying?
No, to give it a green light, so to speak.
All right. So to give the green light.
Yes.
Now, let's take for a minute, leave aside the exhibit BK1 which you've referred to.
Yes, madam.
If the fourth accused says, I want to do XYZ and I need permission to go, does it not vest within the court to determine whether he goes or not?
It's entirely within your purview, your province, my
So,
Lord.
notwithstanding exhibit BK1,
Yes.
what he's asking for here, it's a matter that's directly within the purview of the court.
Yes.
And even the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has no, so to speak, power to say, yes, you go or you don't go. They don't. It's entirely a matter for the court to determine it. But that said, on the question that you raised about protocols not being adhered to, which is why I took you back to the position that what if I choose not to use the protocols? I mean, I've traveled many times when I've not used the protocols.
On a diplomatic passport, my lord?
No, I don't use a diplomatic
You
passport.
don't, okay.
I only use it when I feel like. So does that disentitle me to it because I've not used it? It doesn't.
No, my lord, if the issue were simply one that relates to the use of the diplomatic passport.
Well, this again is about the protocols.
Yes.
Because essentially what you're saying is that every time I want to travel,
Yes.
the protocols, I must apply those protocols to myself, which incidentally are entitlements, not restrictions on my movement. Now, the suggestion that you're bringing up right now appears to be a restriction on the movement of the fourth accused, which can only be dealt with or be imposed by this court, and not the existing protocols. So this is why I want to be clear where you're going on this.
Yes.
Because you said there has not been protocol. So the issue that I sense can be argued is, I believe you're not querying the authenticity of the document.
No. No,
All right.
no, not at all.
You're not suggesting that for some reason he might be a flight risk.
No.
No. All right. I see. Okay.
All we are saying, my lord,
The protocols have not been applied.
not only that, this apprehension that there is that possibility that
He might not comply. Well, say it. That he might
Yes.
not comply. That's
Yes.
your concern.
yes, yes.
Okay.
It's about green light, red light, green and red.
Right, exactly. Let me.
Raising the red
You
light.
might want to. No, wait a little.
Kurobs, you responding with the red light.
Let me see. You might want me to address certain areas. Sorry, my lord. Essentially, my lord, as I had indicated, those were my submissions, but I was alive to the fact that your lordship was still in the process of interrogating certain areas. That's
Yes,
why
I just wanted to make sure
yeah.
I get the parameters clearly.
Yes.
So I know the basis upon which, you put the objection in the affidavit in opposition.
Yes, yes.
That's what I wanted to just clarify.
Yes, yes. For the avoidance of doubt, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself again, which I am actually, what basically we are saying is, yes, indeed, this is within the purview of your lordship, i.e., the request for absenting himself from the proceedings. That clearly, there's absolutely no doubt, is within your lordship's purview. Now, these protocols, the effect of non-compliance with them is what had been making us apprehensive, that we could have an order properly given by your lordship, which might not be carried out as a result of the absence of certain protocols that fall outside the purview of this court. Yes. My lord, those would be my submissions. I don't have any further.
All right.